This presentation is about people who want to be heard. They may be intubated for ventilation, have a tracheostomy. They may have a communication disorder. They may speak or write a language other than English. But no matter the situation, patients want to be heard. And that's why I do the work. So Ron, Alex, and others felt unheard when hospitalized because they cannot clearly articulate their needs. Healthcare providers assumed that since they have cerebral palsy that they're not able to be engaged in their care. These clients are fully aware and they want to make choices in their care. So they came to me and they asked me for a solution, and we began this journey together in 2008. We need to be competent in nursing or we cannot be caring practitioners. Technology can provide caring solutions. We should not fear technology, but we must be careful to care for the person, not the technology. If we can find a balance, our patients will be better served. We call this technological competence in healthcare. But preliminary steps were required to meet this goal. This meant stretching beyond classrooms and colleges and learning to thrive in challenge. An independent study in the College of Engineering produced a proof of concept in the summer of 2010. We went to a prototype the following year. The finished Android product, or the working prototype, emerged. We took it to the bedside of patients in specialty units in 3 hospitals and 5 units in 2013. Nursing leaders and staff identified the potential participants. Their voices about what they needed were also included in the information. We went with bright colors, large buttons, and a male or female voice. Patients program their own menu and they create their own core vocabulary. One retired physician patient participant asked to program questions for his surgeon. Together, we programmed about 8 questions leading to clarification of his situation and healthcare needs. And then he could rest. Pain location and level from 1 to 10 is easily accessed. There's no misunderstanding. It hurts here when a patient touches the graphic. Healthcare providers quickly learn when there is pain so the pain can be quickly addressed. Other areas may hurt and are available on the menu, or a patient can program what they want to say. Patients have needs. Lying still for 24 hours per day is uncomfortable. They can communicate when they need to be suctioned or moved. Patients can ask for water, ice chips, or other basic needs. They can simply state, "I need help." We learned that patients want to see their people. We were cautioned that patients would constantly ask for the nurse or the physician and that this would be disruptive to care. But what we learned is that patients ask for their family members, for their spouses, for their partners, and for their spiritual advisors. So we went to a feasibility study in 2014. We had 20 participants. They ranged from the age 45 to 91. We were told that would be too old, but we learned that that was not true. They used the app for a mean of 8.86 hours, and one 86-year-old young man told me that he could get into my screens because he was a computer analyst. The feasibility study was then finally published in Rehabilitation Nursing in 2015. 95% of the participants said that the app was helpful for communication, and one participant disagreed, but he used it all day. We also collected qualitative data. And the qualitative data analysis was published in Computers, Informatics, and Nursing in 2015. 4 themes were revealed which directly related to 2 evidence-based practice sheets, and that is that pain assessment is crucial and that patients do want to talk about end-of-life care and decision-making guidelines. We learned that with Speak for Myself, we can better control pain and that patients have the opportunity to talk about these things. Nurses involved in the feasibility study asked us to bring the app back to the bedside. We used the same inclusion parameters and the same IRB protocol. We had 12 RNs who participated in the study. 41.6% stated that their patients could communicate better with the app. All RNs said they would use it again. This manuscript is now in review with Computers, Informatics, and Nursing. And then good old Rocky Top and a new research team here at the UTK in the fall of 2015. This provided collaboration with College of Engineering and a place on the Health Information Technology and Simulation team. We tabled pretty much work for Speak for Myself until the spring of 2016 when we won an internal grant. We added a focus group recommendations and content ideas. We translated the app across all platforms so it is no longer limited by Android. We added more voices and languages, and the app is now downloadable. So this is version 2.0 on iPad. And I'm just going to pause. I'll talk a little bit, and then I'll pause as we go through them so you can look at the graphics as we move forward. I have to thank Dr. Zhu-Ping Li for his excellent work on these graphics. And this is also version 2.0 on iPad, improved graphics, additional pain information. We now have greater details, and I love that the fingers are now noticeable as separate digits instead of the mitten. Thank you, Zhu-Ping. This is also version 2.0 on iPad. We have additional pain information. We added a happy face to a sad face to tell us, it says, I feel like this. And we now have specific areas of the body that are represented. And this screen shows you that we can change the voice to suit the patients. We can select multiple languages. Patients can create their own program vocabulary and their own statements. It's retained, and it is promoted each time that they use it. So we can program in 8 questions or so, and then they can just hit them as they need to instead of doing it every time that they're asked that same question. So what we've learned is that there is a desire to have voice when hospitalized. We've had exposure to the community via the media. We had one UTK community member reach out and ask if she could use it with her family member who is now improving. We'd like to improve it right here in Knoxville, and it is true that all people want to be heard. Thank you.